So I want to talk about your book because I think the book is super important. It's called Winning in Your Own Court. What's the book about? I sort of understand your inspiration to write it, but can you tell me from like inspiration to execution and why people should read it?
Sure. The book is about how to have a good career in the law despite the profession. There's an epidemic of misery in the legal profession, and I know you know about it, Nick, because I listened to the interview that you did with, the name is escaping me, but someone from I Will and the Institute for Lawyer Wellbeing. Mm-hmm. And that arose as a result of a 2016 ABA report about the levels of misery in the legal profession. Alcoholism, drug abuse, workaholism, all of these things are happening in the law at way greater numbers than in the general population. And that guest, fortunately, gave you all the information about that, so I don't have to. And I had suffered my own misery that I felt was somewhat inflicted by the profession, by the laws that I never knew were in operation the whole time I was doing it. So I graduated from law school and I had no idea where clients came from. I'm like a baby, a child. Where do babies come from? I don't know. I thought they magically appeared. I didn't realize client acquisition was a thing. And there's no mention of the business of law in law school. There's no mention of even if you wanted to tie everything into legal education, the rules of professional conduct require lawyers to communicate with the client, to maintain the integrity of the profession, to maintain the client's confidence in the legal and the justice system. Well, how are you going to do that if you don't have any personal skills? How are you going to do that if you don't know how to have a crucial conversation, So, and I was just taking a look at some of the areas that you've covered on your show. PR, well-being, branding, culture, technology, marketing, time management, productivity. No, none of that stuff is covered in law school. You only learn the law for 3 years. And in my opinion, that's ridiculous. They're not preparing people for the reality of what they're going to be encountering out there. And they're also not preparing them for, what if that first job you take isn't the right one? Everything in law school is sort of tilted toward that first job. Well, what if it doesn't work out? What then? So I had to learn a lot of these laws the hard way, the school of hard knocks. And I coach lawyers in these areas, soft skills, executive presence, productivity. And I do a lot of public speaking to support my coaching business. I do speeches. And when the pandemic hit, everything shut down and I was alone in my house with my thoughts. And I still had things to say. And I thought, well, what use can I put my time to during this pandemic that will leave me with an outlet and also something to talk about afterwards? So the idea of writing a book had always been suggested to me by other people. It wasn't something I had been thinking about, but being in that situation is what inspired it.